Well, every hunt this year, Michael has told me we got to do some gear stuff because we get so many gear questions. So we thought with every hunt we go on, we're going to be using some different stuff. Just know that everything I show you, you can get out at the Go Hunt Gear Shop. Go to gohunt.com, promo code Randy, or go and use the links below. Either way, you're going to save a bunch of money. But we're in a place that it's so far from cell coverage, I don't even think people know what cell service is out here. Garmin, get yourself a subscription. Marcus uses a Zoleo. I use an InReach. They're both great. The subscription plans are pretty much similar, but having one, they stay charged forever. They're fully waterproof. Something like this is super, super helpful in a remote hunt like this, especially if you're like me and you're trying to conduct a business from the middle of nowhere. The other part, even though we're hunting from a river, and you see us jumping in and out with our rubber boots on, is hunting in this kind of terrain. I wear these boots. These are Kenetrek Mountain Guides, non-insulated. I wear them down to 0 degrees. They're a stiffer boot, which I really like the support because this country is steep. Most of the places we elk hunt is steep. Kenetrek Mountain Guide, you're going to enjoy them. They're going to be super comfortable. You're going to get them broke in. And if for some reason they don't have your size or whatever you need out at the Go Hunt shop, Kenetrek, just go there, kenetrek.com. If you use promo code Randy there, they're going to give you a free pair of gaiters. So I'm going to slide the camera over to Jace.
All right, guys. So my gear piece, it might seem simple and it might seem obvious, but it's headlamp, and not just one headlamp, but at least 2 headlamps. Actually, last weekend I was out hunting with my fiance Chloe. She shot a buck right before dark, and I usually keep 2 headlamps in my backpack. Found out that the one headlamp I had in there, it fell out or something. It wasn't there, so I didn't have any headlamps in, but luckily Chloe had 2. We pulled both of hers out, worked on the deer. As soon as we started hiking out, the headlamp I was using that I was borrowing from her died. So now we had 1 headlamp and a phone flashlight to hike 2 miles in the dark, and there was no moon. And so that was a huge learning curve for me. Even though I always think that I have 2 headlamps, I messed up that trip and I didn't. So now it's funny. This week I've been packing 3 headlamps in the bottom of my bag all week long. So yeah, and this time of year it gets dark at 5 p.m. So like you're hanging out at camp for hours before you go to bed, and so having a headlamp and being able to see around is really nice. So the 2 headlamps that I like to use, this has kind of been the last couple of years my main headlamp, which is the Peaks headlamp, and it's really bright, has a really bright red light. It's pretty nice that it has this functional piece that goes up and down, so no matter which way you put it on your head, you can point it the direction you want. This Petzl headlamp, it's been kind of my backup. It's just a little cheaper headlamp. It's a good backup. It's pretty light, but the reason why I don't really use it all the time is because you can see here it has the directional, but if you throw this thing on in the dark and it's upside down, now your direction, you're just flashing a light into the trees, so it doesn't do you a whole good. So that's why this one's kind of cool that it goes both ways. But these are kind of my essential gear items, I think, for these late November hunts. It's, you want light and you want a lot of it, so don't forget headlamps.
All right, hey guys, just wanted to run you through a piece of gear that I used on this trip that I've never used before. I've used plenty of rifle covers in the past, but this Caribou Gear gun shield is really sweet. It's kind of overbuilt. It's got this sweet lever to pull off, and it protects your optic on your rifle. Make sure everything's good here, but covers your optic on your rifle. And it also works with a bunch of suppressors. The guys on the crew, we're all running Nosler suppressors, and they work over those, plus a variety of others. It's a really overbuilt piece of gear. I don't really like to run the neoprene over my scope. I like to just rip this thing off and be ready to go. And yeah, I used it on this trip. Really enjoy it. It keeps your rifle clean, keeps it free of debris. You also don't have to tape your barrel. Sometimes I forget to bring tape, so it's nice to just throw this thing off, get on the gun, and make a good shot on an animal. So Caribou game bag, rifle shield, Caribou Gear rifle shield. It's pretty sweet. Check it out. I enjoyed it a lot on this trip.